there's that. That's flowing. And I'll bring this over and grab my water. I think it was Wednesday. It was National Bubble Tea Day. And they have like these #1 bobas all over. Oh, I see a comment. Oh, and let me know if the picture, if you need me to adjust the camera a little bit. Andy's still having a lot of stomach issues. Hopefully I'll improve in a week after months of trying different solutions. I hope you find some resolution, right? For sure. How uncomfortable. Okay. Also, if there's anything I need to be aware of, if you're new to me, any recent injuries, surgeries, or anything that you need to avoid or be cautious of, let me know. So as I'm teaching, I can give you different cues and I can give you maybe some choices specifically for that. So feel free to put that in the chat whenever you're ready. Otherwise, we're just taking a nice comfortable seat, sitting up nice and tall. I love to sit on a bolster. Feels really nice. Lets my pelvis sit up a little bit higher so my knees have a little more space to go to the ground, right? And I get a little bit more opening in these hip flexors and I can sit up nice and tall, right? Because if we don't have space, right, for the body, it's gonna look not so comfortable. So give yourself as many props as you need to support your body how it is today. And if Betty wasn't sitting on my blankets, I might have even taken a blanket roll. I can't disturb her, you know? All right, friends, bring the shoulders over your hips. Begin to close your eyes if that is comfortable to you. If not, just keep them nice and soft, gazing gently towards the ground. Not really focusing on anything, just relaxing them gently. And this is where we get to take a moment to pause, do a quick, brief, but very important check-in with yourself. How are you showing up today to your practice? Physically, mentally, emotionally? Are we tired? Are we okay? As I would ask my students in the special education program, how are our engines running? Right? Is our motor just putting along, low energy, good energy, or high energy? So just give yourself a moment to evaluate, to observe. There's no right or wrong here. It just is what it is. And softening through your facial features, your jaw, your eyes, your throat. Let your shoulders relax down your back, away from your ears. Bring some attention and awareness to your breath now. Notice the breath as you take it in, whether you're taking it through the nose or through the lips. What kinds of sensations are you experiencing? Hot, cold, room temperature? And then notice as you release the breath. Slow, smooth, and even breaths out. Keep pressing down through your sitting bones. Keep rising the crown towards the sky, creating all of that length in your body. And as we breathe here for a few more breaths, set an intention for your practice. If there's anything that you feel like you want to cultivate, manifest into your life or into your weekend, set that intention. And if we are feeling overwhelmed or overburdened or overworked, can we find those pockets of time in our day to do something good for us, a little self-care? Maybe it's a breathing practice, a quick meditation, EFT, some Reiki, breath work, reading, journaling, music, grounding, anything that we can incorporate into our day to feel like we are still taking care of ourselves without overextending ourselves. And on your next exhale, just begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Come back to your space. Blink open those eyes. Let's reach the arms overhead. Just keep reaching the fingertips towards the sky, but can you drop the shoulders away from the ears? So just watch that minor adjustment, right? So if I just bring the arms overhead and I'm just lifting, reaching the fingertips, but look where my shoulders are, they're by my ears. I want to relax them. So as I did that, did you see the space I made in my shoulders? Right? So much better, but I'm still extending those arms. So I'm still feeling all of that sensation and length through the side waists. Keep reaching, maybe look up, maybe palms touch. Now exhale, release the hands back down to the floor. All right, I want to get a little bit into the legs. I know somebody said hamstrings, hips, glutes. So let's kind of start there. Let's begin in a standing forward fold. We're going to move between my two favorites when it comes to the only two standing postures, or the only two ones on our feet, dangling and yogi squat. So I like to do a couple rounds of these. Please, my friends, feel free to use a bolster. Feel free to use a couple of blocks. If you need that support, if the hammies are super tight, give them a little help. Make a structure with whatever you have. You can rest the forearms, you could rest the hands, just depending on how far down you're coming. Again, bend the knees as you need. Maybe let the head go. You can still get a lot out of this shape with the supports. The supports are just there to help you be there a little bit longer and be there maybe a little bit more in a way that, hold on, let me set my timer. All right, so we're going to be here for a minute and then we'll go into our squat. So just let the head go, let the hands go. You can wrap the arms around if you like. You can let them rest. You can even clasp elbows, or if you have that structure, rest your forearms there. And if you happen to have a bend in your knee, maybe you begin to lengthen a little bit. And if not, that's okay. Maybe the next round. All right. Into the yogi squat. Carefully. You may use either a folded up blanket underneath the heels, but we're going to squat down into Malasana, elbows on the insides of the knees. Turn those toes out. We want the knees and the toes facing the same direction. And we're just going to cycle through this one more time. So we'll do another forward fold and then come back into the squat. Keep pressing those palms together. Keep the heart nice and open. So try not to round and collapse the chest here. Can you stay upright? Keep dropping the tailbone down to the earth and breathing. I love this pose. It is so good for the back, for the hips, for the knees, right? Getting some nice stretch over the tops of the knees, all of the soft tissue there. We want the soft tissue to be nice and hydrated, lubricated, nice and juicy so that it glides. We don't want any sticking. We want things to be mobile, because when things start to go stiff, that's when we start to get those injuries. And as we get older, right, we got to keep moving. Movement is medicine. So I hope you find movement that you enjoy. Walking, cycling, swimming. Okay, we're going to release, take the hands to the floor, carefully lengthen the legs. We're going to come back into our forward fold. So maybe you take the same forward fold, maybe it's with structure. Maybe it's without structure. Maybe the hands are released, or maybe you're clasping again. Knees are bent, or maybe they're straight, or somewhere in between. But just keep releasing the crown of the head towards the floor. Keep creating that length. With each exhale, release a little bit more. Come a little bit deeper into the shape. All right, very good. Slowly transition and make your way into that yogi squat once more. If you have that blanket, your heels are on the blanket to support you, to kind of just give your feet a little lift, especially if you just like, if you're coming up, if you're coming down and you're on your tiptoes, that's what the blanket is for. Place it underneath there to give it some support, but you have, you're supported. You're not just hanging out. I don't want you to get an injury from hanging out. I want your feet to be supported. Right? Okay, so again, pressing the knees out with the elbows lengthening through your spine. And finding that stillness in this shape. Finding that balance of effort and ease. They are wings of the same bird when it comes to yoga practice. Where can I work and where can I relax? All right, carefully release your arms. I'm going to take my hands down to the floor, carefully lowering my hips down. And then take whatever movement you need after our malasana and our forward fold, our dangling. So maybe it's windshield wipers. Maybe you want to come down to your back and hug your knees in. You can definitely do that. So a little apanasana, you can do that, knees to chest, rock a little side to side. Don't get too comfortable because we're not going to be on our backs for long. Good. And as you're ready, maybe you rock your way back up or you roll over to one side, but come up. We will meet in a comfortable seat. How are we doing? Anything else? Okay, we're good. All right. Hi, friends. I see a few more people popped on. Wonderful. Happy to have you. If you joined later and there's anything that you want to work on specifically, right now I have hips, hamstrings, glutes, and sciatica pain or sciatica issues. And then just like emotional, like just feeling kind of depleted and overworked. So if there's anything else, let me know. And I will add in some postures for whatever's going on. Okay, next shape we're going to take. So we did 2 rounds of forward fold, dangling, and yogi squat. Let's come into a nice butterfly. Shoulders maybe? Okay, Michelle, I love it. Thank you. Okay, let's add in some shoulder stuff. We can do that. Definitely. All right, so with or without a prop, you're going to bring the soles of your feet together. Remember, it's not a super tight butterfly. If you want a super tight butterfly, you can. You're just going to feel that more on the inseam of your legs. But if you're taking the feet a little bit forward, extending them, it's going to feel it more on the outside and the hips. So you get to choose what feels right for you today. If you want, you can add a bolster on top of your feet. If you want a little bit more support, or if you want less support, maybe you use nothing. So use what you like. We're going to hang here for about, let's stay here for about 4 minutes. If you want to start just kind of with the hands on the floor, maybe you're upright a little bit more, maybe hands next to you, next to your hips. Maybe you walk on the inside or maybe towards the feet. And then eventually maybe you start to bring your head and your chest down towards your feet. Wherever you are is perfectly okay today. And then just keep releasing, maybe tucking your chin in a little bit more towards your chest. You get a little bit more activation. You might feel a little bit more in the upper neck area. Just popping over. Hey, Heather, what's up, girl? Zombieland, that's where I'm at. Oh no, what's wrong? What happened? I myself took a little nap. I woke up like half an hour before class and I felt a little like, whoa, where am I? Is it Saturday? Thought I slept through class. All right, wherever you are, just do a quick check-in. Can you go a little bit deeper? Are you okay? Have you found your edge? Are you playing with that edge yet? That's what we want to do, my friends. We want to try to find that edge where we feel sensation, not pain. And we want to pause there and breathe. And then as we breathe, maybe we notice we're releasing tension and we can go a little bit deeper into the shape. Or maybe we get to a point, we get to our edge and we go, you know what? That's good right there. We're gonna hold right here. So those are the choices you have to make for yourself today. How deep am I going to take this shape? You giving Chicky a bath? Is that what's happening right now? Okay. Begin to take those deeper breaths. And slowly begin to walk yourself up, coming up and out of your butterfly. Whew. Boy, those forward folds are so soothing and so calming to the nervous system. So whether you're going to take a butterfly or you're going to take a caterpillar with your legs extended like that, which, we might as well just come into because it just makes sense. So go ahead and straighten your legs. But if you want any movement in between, if you want to take some windshield wipers, or if you want to flip over and do a down dog or some cats and cows, totally up to you. You have a few moments, so do what you need. Fell asleep in the parking lot of the grocery store. Ay, ay, ay. That's zombie land for sure. You know what? I can see that happening though. Like, like those nice spring days when it's just starting to get warm and you're sitting in your car because your car is warmer than the outside temperature. And you get into your car and you're like, man, this just feels so good to sit in my car. I can definitely, I'm not going to lie. I've probably, shut my eyes for a few moments in my car on a warm spring day. All right, these cats and cows are feeling super delicious right now. My low back has been talking to me the last couple of days, so I think it's asking for this. So I'm just going to take it as it is, and then we will flip over and come into a nice caterpillar. We did the reverse process, right? We did butterfly, then caterpillar. But I always like to get the externals done first before we go into neutral, because keeping the legs straight, right, the toes pointed up towards the sky, can be a little challenging for the hamstrings. So if the hamstrings are super tight, use a blanket behind the knees. Exactly, my defense was also, well, there you go, girl, that's why. Meditation in the car, yeah. All right, so if you need that blanket, roll it up, slide it underneath the knees, and then just gently rest the legs there. Coming into this caterpillar, just let the feet go, maybe they're hip distance apart. And then this is going to be a nice stretch for the hamstrings, right? For the legs, maybe the backs of the knees might get a little stretched too. So as you are ready, my friends, go ahead, walk yourself forward. You can use a prop under your head, bolster. You can have that bolster at an angle supporting your head, build up some blocks, or even maybe put the bolster on top of your knees and you can rest over the bolster. Lots of different choices. But again, another nice soothing forward fold. So soothing and calming to our nervous system. So anytime you're feeling overwhelmed, anxious, worried, helpless, come into a forward fold shape. So maybe it's a butterfly, maybe it's a caterpillar, or maybe it's a child's pose, or maybe you're just belly down. So any way that you can be prone on your belly will be so helpful for your nervous system. It will regulate. So keep breathing here. Keep chasing that edge, but not going past it. We always want to find the appropriate depth for each shape, for our body, how we show up. Find the appropriate depth and hold for time. And try to stay still. And breathe. No breath, no yoga. You're just making funny shapes. So as you're here in this shape, we don't have too much time left, but I want you to notice where you're feeling the sensations. So for me right now, I can feel like this band across my low back. I can just feel like all the tissue just kind of getting this nice subtle stretch underneath the skin. Not painful, but just this dull, warm sensation. I'm also feeling it in the backs of my legs, right? So my hamstrings, the target area. And I'm feeling a little bit in the upper back as I'm reaching my chest forward. And then slowly bring your hands down. Use your hands to walk yourself back up. Good. Oh, so good, right? Yeah, you love that one too. I did too. All right, and then take some movement. We were there for 3 minutes. So take whatever movement you need. We are going to come into some deeper hip stuff for the next couple of shapes. You may want your blocks, you may want blankets, or you may want to use a bolster. All right, so take some movement as you need. And move this over, make some space. All right. So as you make your way to our next shape, we're going to come into some dragons. So maybe you come over to hands and knees. Take those cats and cows if you need. I'm going to place my blocks at the top of my mat because I am going to use them. Where are we with time? Okay, we're doing all right. Doing okay. All right, so maybe take the cats and cows, take the movement. Good. Okay, as you're ready, let's step our right foot forward and find the blocks, and then bring the blocks underneath the shoulders. And then maybe that knee drops back. You can always use a blanket underneath if it needs a little extra support. Or if this is just not going to work for you, being on the knee, I do have an alternative, and you would be on your back with the block, because I really want to focus on the hip flexor. So this is going to be for my people that can't come down onto their knees. Just throwing this out there. Anybody out there need this? Yes? Give me some love. Let me know if this is for you. Okay, cool. Okay, so for my people that can't, or this is just not comfortable, you're going to come to a bridge, a supported bridge. Bring that block underneath the sacral area. And you're going to draw your right knee in. So the same knee that we have stepping forward, because think about it. What I'm trying to target here is the hip flexor. It's not the knee. This is just pulling in, and then you're going to be feeling it here. Now, other option too is to pop that block up to the second level, and then you'll feel even more. So you find the appropriate depth until you feel what you need to feel in that hip flexor to open it up, okay? All right, so if you're joining me with our dragons, step that foot forward. Here's my opportunity. I can grab a blanket and put it over there just in case I need it. Okay, so walk the blocks back underneath the shoulders. Knee is over the ankle. If you want to come into the overstepping, that might feel really good. So I'm going to come into a little bit of an overstepping dragon, bringing my knee beyond my ankle. And I'm feeling a little bit more in that hip flexor. So let us hang out here. Let's do it for 2. So hanging here for 2 minutes, and then we'll do something else. And then you can always drop the blocks down if you want to, any height, or forgo them altogether. But just notice what you're feeling in that left hip flexor. I know I'm getting a nice stretch. I'm feeling it. I can feel like my leg and my pelvis separating from each other. I mean, I know they're not, but the tissue around them are getting a nice pull, right? They're getting that contraction. They're getting that pull, but now on the right side, it's getting compression because I'm pressing my knee into my chest. No twisting here. So tension, compression, twisting. Keep breathing. Boy, this is a long 2 minutes. How we doing? We hanging? We're doing okay? Ooh, the overstepping dragon definitely makes it a little bit deeper. But each inhale, I'm just feeling, I'm breathing into that space, sending the breath there, expanding it, and then softening into it with my exhales. I hope you're feeling this with me. All right. Whew. Carefully push back. Come into a little bit of a half split. So maybe you lift those toes towards the sky, lengthen through that front leg. Oh, hey, mama, I moved a blanket. What you gonna do? Where are you gonna go? Okay, just kidding. All right. Maybe you bend and straighten the leg a couple times. See how that feels. Take whatever movement you need. And then we'll meet back in a kneeling position. If you are on your back and you took it with the block underneath, obviously release. Give yourself a break. If you want to pop down to a lower level on the block, or if you want to come off the block for a moment, do so. But we will definitely be preparing for side number 2. Oh, you got the wolf, huh? You got the wolf baby. Okay. All right, we got some good stuff coming up. Okay, as you are ready, let's transition to the other side, stepping the left foot forward. And if you are on your back, come back to that prop, come back to your block underneath your sacral area, and then draw the left knee in. So we're both doing the same side. We are all extending through that right hip flexor. Whew. And then again, maybe you're taking it into overstepping dragon like me, as opposed to keeping the knee over the ankle. This is like, right here. 1. If you want to go deeper, bring that knee forward. Let the hips come closer to the floor. 2 minutes. I'm starting this timer quick this time. If you need a blanket under that right knee, take the blanket. And then, of course, drop the blocks down whatever height you're ready for. And breathe. Keep releasing into that hip, making space. Just feel that length. I can feel the length I'm creating in my femur. Whew, feels so good. So getting into the low back, right? We're experiencing some sciatica. This is going to help. This is going to help. It all starts in the hips. Our hips are so tight from all the positions we're in, from sitting and driving, the lack of movement. So as a health and wellness coach, trying to get in those bursts of energy, those bursts of exercise, if you can, doing maybe 10 minutes at a time, go for a walk for 10 minutes 3 times a day, something like that. Get those steps in. Try to spend more time moving and less time sitting and staying still. Stay still for your meditation practice. Stay still for your yin practice. But everything else in life, keep moving. Good. Keep breathing. We're almost there, my friends. You're doing great. Just think of all that space you're creating in your body to move energy so it doesn't get stuck. We feel that stuck energy in our bodies. We know when it's there and it does not feel good. Keeps us heavy, right? Okay, press into those hands, shift the hips back. Maybe come into half splits first, or maybe take some movement and then come into a little bit of a still half split. Whatever you need, but be mindful of that hip flexor. It's going to feel a little tender. We just stretched it, right? We were just in that shape for, an extended period of time. So be careful. All right, coming back, take a pause. You can sit back on your heels. Some choices. We are going to be coming into pigeon. If pigeon does not work for you, come into figure 4 on your back. So make that choice for yourself now. And then we'll meet on the floor. This is looking great. Don't worry, I did not forget about the shoulders. The shoulders are coming. All right, so coming back to all fours if you're joining me. Otherwise, you're on your back and you're going to bring your right ankle over your left knee. And then gently grab behind the left knee and pull that in. Otherwise, you're with me. We're going to do pigeon. Bring the right knee up towards the right wrist. This right shin does not need to be parallel with the top of your mat, but I do want to worry, or I do want you to think about squaring the hips. So adding a blanket if you need it. I'm gonna use the blanket because that's what I need today. All right, so position it as you need it. And we're gonna be here for 2 minutes. So maybe you start upright, or maybe you come down. Try to think about squaring the hips as much as you can. But feel supported. Don't feel like you're just hanging out and then all the weight is shifting over to the right hip. Can you bring it a little bit over to the left? And if it causes anything to happen in your knee, pull the foot in closer towards your pelvis. And then as you're ready, maybe you come down. So swan, pigeon, sleeping pigeon, sleeping swan. You're a bird. So just soften here. Where can you let go? Where are you gripping in your body? Can you soften through the hips? If you came down to your elbows, carefully begin to place your hands underneath your shoulders. Slowly inhale, rise. Curl those back toes under if you took pigeon, and then step back. Maybe you want to come into a little bit of a downward facing dog. And if you're on your back, release the legs, hug the knees in, give yourself a little rock. Take some movement. We have a couple moments to breathe and move if you need that. And then just notice, right? So as I'm doing my downward facing dog, I'm pedaling my feet and I can notice the difference between my left and my right hamstring. All right, friends, as you're ready, left knee, left wrist. Bring yourself back down onto the floor. Ready for side two for your pigeon, swan, or figure four. If you're on your back, figure four. Left ankle goes over right knee. Betty girl, it's time to get chill. Okay. Thanks. Betty loves the love. She's like, Mama, it's time to play. Oh, goodness. All right. And then just notice maybe this is the side that you're like, this is so great. This is lovely. Maybe the other side was more challenging. I know for me, this is my easier side. The other side was giving me issues, but the dog knows no chill. Oh, Betty, you make life so good. And as you're ready, maybe you come down to the floor. Get a little bit deeper into the shape. And if you're in your figure four, maybe you pull that thigh in a little bit closer towards your chest. Hi, bug. What you doing? Hi. All right, friends, slowly walk the hands under the shoulders. Inhale to come up. Carefully bring that back leg forward. That's how I like to transition out of this pose. But if you want to step it back, go back into a downward facing dog, you're more than welcome to. Just gonna pop over. I see a couple more comments. Nope, fur babies are the best guest stars. 100%. Are you kidding me? Like, look at her. Ah, baby girl, you and your babies. Okay, so like I said, I wasn't going to ignore the shoulders. Somebody asked for it, so let's do it. Let's come into a broken wing. So, going to come down to my belly, bring my right arm out to the side. Let me set this timer. Where are we? All right. Trying to make sure that we have time for all the things. Let's come down for a minute. Not too long, right? Because the shoulder can be very sensitive. So right arm comes out to the side, left hand by the chest, roll yourself open. Okay, you can place a blanket under your head if you want for support. So think about the opening, right, of the shoulder. That's what's happening. You can keep the arm as it is in front of you. You can take this top leg or both legs, you can keep them bent or straight. Top leg can bend and put that foot behind you. Begin to open the hips. Oof. I got some nice spinal twisting here too. That was fantastic. You get to control the degree of the opening here, the rotation. If the shoulder has issues, don't go so far, and definitely don't do the lower body portion of it. Just keep it upper body, right? When I add this top leg, becomes a lower body too. Right, carefully release, come back to your belly. Take a little pause here. Make a little pillow with your hands and just rest your forehead and breathe for about 5 cycles of breath. All right, my friends, next side. Let's take the left arm out to the side. Right arm is next to the chest. That hand is planted. I need to roll over enough to extend my arm. And then press into that right hand. Roll open. You're on your left side. Oh, maybe you feel that in the left shoulder. Might feel a bit different than the other side. Head is resting on the floor. Maybe slide a blanket or something underneath your pillow. Top leg choices. Bring that foot behind you. Begin to open the hips. So open that knee. Oh, yes. A nice rotation in the hips. Some spinal twists. Nice breath. The breath is flowing. It is not stagnant. We're not holding it. All right, gently bring that knee back down if you took the lower body portion. Again, just come back to your belly. Pause, rest. Stack the hands here for a moment. And since we're here, let's just pop up onto the elbows really briefly. Come into a little sphinx shape, but we're not going to hold here. We're going to hold here just to move the neck a little bit. So take some head circles in one direction. Bring the chin down. Good. Exhale. So inhale as the nose comes up. Exhale when the nose starts to come down. Good. Pause when the chin is at your chest and reverse the circles. Go ahead, chin. And the chin is at your chest again. Pause. Take a breath. Breathe into the back of your neck. Exhale, release. Come down onto your side and then roll to your back. All right, this is where we get to take our spinal twist. So hug those knees in towards your chest. Your choice, single leg, double leg, or if you want twisted roots like eagle legs, you're more than welcome. But take the twist of your choice, dropping that left knee over to the right. Or both knees, whichever spinal twist you're taking. Most importantly, ground down the shoulders. Wherever you are, whichever one you took, shoulders are grounding down. Hi, baby girl. That twist in our broken wing just wasn't enough for me. I was like, this could work as our spinal twist, but not everybody took it, maybe. But I was like, nah, you know what? We need one more. Let's get into that sciatica and low back. Good. And carefully inhale, come back up. Draw the knees in on the exhale. Rock once more. Maybe knees come in a circle. Just rolling around. Getting all different sides of the sacrum. And then reverse. All right. Draw that right knee in. Extend the left leg. Exhale. Right knee moves to the left. Right shoulder dropping down to the earth, supported. Breathing. Take 2 more full cycles of breath here in your twist. Good, and then slowly roll to your back. Draw the knees in once more. Exhale, lift your knees. Lift your nose towards your knees. Give yourself a squeeze. Good, and then carefully release your legs. We're coming straight into our final resting shape of Shavasana. Let the feet roll open to the sides, maybe a gentle lift of the heart. So tuck the shoulders underneath the heart and let the palms face towards the sky. Find that intention you set at the beginning of our practice, or something you wanted to cultivate or manifest into your life. Bring that to top of mind now as we end our practice. And maybe we find something that we are so grateful for today, our body, our breath, the opportunity to be still, to give ourselves a little break, to practice self-care and self-love. And I'm so happy you joined me tonight for this practice. And we'll pause here for a little moment to close our practice. Excuse me. And as you are ready, my friends, begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Begin to take some fuller, deeper breaths into your body. And then maybe you add some wrist and ankle circles in one direction and reverse. And then on your next inhale, reach your arms overhead, full body stretch. And carefully roll over to one side and just pause there for a moment. And then as you're ready, come up to your comfortable seat. All right, friends. Yay. All right, 108. I love it when it's 108. Like, how cool is that? 108. Such a special yogic number. All right, friends. Hope you're feeling amazing. I feel so good. Thank you so much for being here. I really felt a difference in my week this week from not practicing on Friday. And I have to tell you, like, even if you're practicing yin once a week, it does make a big difference in your life and your body. So keep coming back, keep doing it. If I'm not your teacher, that's totally okay. Find a yin teacher that you like, that you connect with digitally or in person, but just keep practicing yin. It's there's so many good benefits to this practice for your body, for mindfulness, for relaxation, for the muscles, for the soft tissues, like everything, and just slowing down and giving back to yourself. So I really hope you enjoyed this practice. And Betty sure did, didn't she? Huh? Yeah, she had a good practice. Okay, don't forget your donations because little girl needs treats. Um, okay, and then tomorrow morning I'm hosting the trauma sensitive yoga practice. Excuse me, for sexual abuse warriors. So that's going to be at 10 a.m. It's about a 45-minute practice. I'm going to be hosting it every Saturday, each Saturday this month in May. So there's 5 of them. So I hope you get to join me for that. But let's go ahead and close our practice. Oh, I see a couple comments that popped through. Oh, thank you, Farouz. Thank you. Thank you, Rebecca. Oh, good. Thank you, Heather. Yay. Yeah, come join me, Heather. It's fun. I think you've done this one with me before, right? Did you do it last time or did you miss it? I can't remember, but there's also, if you did miss it last time, the first one I did actually is on YouTube. So hopefully everything goes well with this one. Hopefully the audio is working and this will be up on YouTube sometime this weekend as well. All right, so let's go ahead and close the practice. Inhale, reach the palms overhead. Exhale, bringing down all of that divine universal energy to your heart centers. And that divine universal energy vibrates as the frequency of love through which you and I and all sentient beings are connected on this planet. The light in me salutes and honors the light in all of you, my friends. Namaste. Again, thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. And if I don't see you tomorrow, then I'll see you next Friday for sure. Okay, that's what I thought. Perfect. All right, friends. Hi, Carrie. How's it going? I'm just seeing some icons now that I recognize. All right, friends. Have a great rest of your night. Don't forget to drink your water. And I'm always here if you ever need any health coaching or health and wellness coaching, holistic. It's all, all the good things. If you need help taking out the toxins in your life, if you need someone to like guide you on better choices for products, please feel free to reach out. And I will see you guys next time. Perfect. This practice is wonderful before bedtime. It's either best to do either first thing in the morning or right before bed. So enjoy your night, everybody. Take care.